Fox News, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky posted that online after what he called another massive Russian attack overnight. Fox's Jonathan Savage reports.
Russia targeting energy infrastructure in strikes that bring back memories of its tactics last winter. We're told 2 people were killed in the southern city of Kherson, and injuries are reported in several cities, including the capital, Kyiv.
President Zelensky spent 2 days at the UN calling for Russia to be punished. He's in Washington now. Next hour, he'll meet with House lawmakers, then senators, then President Biden in the afternoon.
As additional Ukraine funding becomes a flashpoint in a spending bill needed to prevent a government shutdown.
He's the best messenger for the people of Ukraine and his armed forces, clearly.
White House National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby says President Biden will also announce the latest security aid package for Ukraine.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Some Republicans oppose new Ukraine assistance. The Biden administration is giving nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants temporary protected status, allowing them to get legal work permits as many more Venezuelans and other migrants arrive.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he's officially declaring a, quote, invasion at our border because of Biden's policies. The governor accused the Biden administration of ordering razor wire cut along the border in order to, quote, open the floodgates to illegal immigrants. Now, officials tell Fox they've had over 45,000 encounters with migrants over the last 5 days alone.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. It's day 7 of the UAW strike.
The automakers warned about the ripple effects of this strike, and now we are seeing them. General Motors is officially idling a plant in Kansas. They've laid off around 2,000 workers there. Ford has laid off 600 workers at this plant in Michigan, and Stellantis is temporarily laying off about 70 employees in Ohio.
Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble. The union warns it could expand the spike tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Former President Trump remains the frontrunner by far as he runs to win that job back in the Republican race. 2 new Fox Business polls give him a big lead, surveying voters in 2 early contest states. Trump's at 46% in both. In South Carolina, Nikki Haley's risen up to 18% in second. Ron DeSantis third with 10. In Iowa,
former President Donald Trump leads the GOP presidential nomination race by 31 points at 46%, followed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at 15%, while she trails at 11%, support more than doubling for former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley since July, up 6%. 67% say they believe former President Trump can defeat President Joe Biden in 2024. 65% believe DeSantis can, followed by 53% who believe South Carolina Senator Tim Scott can. 46% say the economy is driving their vote, 15% prioritizing immigration, and 13% social issues. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The second Republican presidential debate will be on Fox Business in 6 days. Fox News Radio will be providing special coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, September 27th. Go to foxnewsradio.com to listen and find out more. The manhunt continues in Indiana for the suspect in a 2021 Minnesota murder who was arrested earlier this month and mistakenly released.
Marion County Sheriff Kerry Forrestal says as they look for Kevin Mason, who was released because of a jail clerk's error, they have arrested a woman, Desiree Oliver, believed to be Mason's girlfriend. Sheriff Forrestal says they have been tracking her movement to an area where there are many hotels.
If anybody saw her check in a hotel down in that area, she might be hiding Kevin Mason down there.
Investigators say Oliver has been uncooperative. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop a second day in a row. Dow futures down almost 200 points after the Fed's decision not to raise interest rates. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Coroner stepping down. Dwayne Northrup is resigning from the office after nearly 20 years of service. He's decided not to run for re-election, instead taking a job as the facilities director for the Muhammad Seymour School District. Northrup hasn't revealed when he'll officially leave. Kent Police warning residents about a new scam targeting residents with student loans. Authorities say a local resident receiving a letter claiming to be the final notice for an opportunity to consolidate their student loans. The letter sent by a fake company to solicit banking and other personal information. Willett Airport officials pushing back against a proposal that would see operational control of the airport transferred from the University of Illinois to the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District. Trustees there introduced the idea, saying the University of Illinois isn't running the airport as a transportation service would. And they want to see Willard become the community staple they say it once was. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, thank you, Jim Miller. Good morning. It's ESPN 93.5. Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. It's Greg Solier, brought to you by Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. Get a free assessment on your copier needs. Watts Copy System in Champaign. Call Greg Wolf. Meteorologist Greg Solier. One of my farmer friends at 8/10 in the gauge here this morning. Maybe a little more than we thought.
Yeah. We've got a little over an inch reported at Bonneville, anywhere between about an inch to a little shy of an inch and a quarter, just north and east of Bloomington Normal. Towanda, for example, they're in north central McLean County. So, yeah, that system that was pretty benign and not very well reflected on the current and observed upper air charts yesterday down to the Ozarks and on the model data as well, strengthening a little bit and more of a turn to the north and northeast. And, those dew point, those humidity values have come on up, and that's helping to fuel some of these organized rains across the area. And no complaints, please. We're still in the midst of this ongoing dryness and drought-ridden weather pattern. I'm sure we'll see some weakening and some worsening. Whatever improved soils we had here of late continue to fall into another drought-ridden setup across the area, and the general trend is for just that this fall season. So, yes, some harvest delays, some backyard and outdoor time delays, but mild to warm weather continues on, and rainfall too. So it's really a win-win for everyone, we think, here in the next 10 to 15 days. And there will be ample opportunities as we move back into another warmer, drier weather pattern the second half of next week. So it is what it is, with some rain across the better part of Champaign County at the current time. Reading is of 64 over at Willett and Savoy, 63 at Rantoul, and over at Danville, up to 75 for the day today, with clouds, a little filtered sun, and some shower activity around this morning. Back in for the mid to late afternoon, even an early evening thunderstorm in one or two spots, and on the overnight, a couple of more showers too, and a low down to 62 tomorrow. Becoming partly sunny, warm, lesser rain chances and coverage both morning and late afternoon, with a high at 81. No change to football Saturday here. A warm kickoff high of 83 on the first day of autumn, and a partly cloudy sky. Some shower activity increases between late Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week. Maybe another half to inch worth of rain, with high temperatures in the 70s, nights near 60, back into warm, dry mode, and highs near 80 the second half of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, I guess we could say over the last few years, all these doom and gloom economic reports probably haven't been right, correct? I mean, the Wall Street numbers are good. Looks like things will be okay? Question mark? Exclamation mark? Nervousness, etc. He's an economist, CEO of Kirk Elliott Private Advisors. Dr. Kurt Elliott. What town you in, Kurt?
Hey, I'm in Mountain Time.
Where are you?
I'm in Denver.
6:09. Do you have coffee?
Yes, multiple.
There you go. Kirk Elliott in Denver, Colorado. I don't know. Are you a football fan out there? Are you a Denver Bronco fan or anything?
Yeah, I mean, good or bad, but at least we have the Buffs this year, so it is what it is.
Yeah, let's see. Russell Wilson, Sean Payton. I'm following all that. Okay, Kirk Elliott. I gotta just ask. Are we headed for really hard times economically, or please say no?
I think that we are. I wish I could say no, but I don't think that I can. We're just kind of in a pickle, but the Fed just met, right? So they basically paused interest rate hikes because they say they're winning this war on inflation, but yet they said we're going to raise it again one more time this year, and it's going to be prolonged interest rate hikes. But why? Why do they have to raise hikes? Because They have to raise interest rates to slow down inflation. The inflation monster is still persisting, right? So you look at that, and when people in America are just pinched, right? We're just pinched, and we don't have enough money at the end of the month, and so rising interest rates are going to be worse with our debt, and rising prices are going to be worse because we can't afford anything. But you look, there's this kind of an insidious underbelly right underneath the covers that nobody's really talking about, because I mean, you're in the news, right? So what makes news in the banking world? Well, when a bank collapses, right, like Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, that makes the news. What doesn't make the news is when you have a branch that closes up, right? So walking down Main Street in whatever city you're in, and it's like, oh, the bank closed. That's a bummer. It's like, now what? But here's where it gets worse, because since Silicon Valley Bank, the stuff that doesn't hit the news, 1,144 bank branches have closed in the last 6 months.
I haven't heard word one about that.
Yeah. I mean, so check this out. PNC, 201 branches closed. U.S. Bank, 185. Wells Fargo, 160. J.P. Morgan Chase, 54. Bank of America, 49. The list goes on and on and on to 1,144. Well, let me put it in a story format. Let's say you and your spouse are having financial problems, and you're sitting at the dinner table and say, crap, we can't really make any more money unless we go get a second, third, and fourth job. So we have to cut expenses, or else we're going to file for bankruptcy, right? It's like, so you sit down, you put a pencil to it, you start seeing what you can cut. I view the same thing in the banking world. When they're strapped for capital, you start closing branches to reduce your expenses because a bankruptcy is coming. See, this to me is like a leading economic indicator almost of the banking crisis, loss of liquidity. I think there's a liquidity crisis that's coming. And to amplify that, and I don't mean to be a prophet of gloom and doom or a bearer of bad news, I'm just kind of reporting how it is. Over the last year, last 12 months, 51% of all banks have tightened their lending standards, meaning it's harder for companies and individuals to get loans. Well, check this out. Commercial lending, people getting loans for office space or, to buy a commercial office building, it's down 52% in the second quarter alone.
Oh boy!
I mean, it's brutal.
So there are clear indicators that we've got some issues. I know from some inside sources from several different places that the banks haven't put their pencils down completely on the loans, but it's getting close, and they want deposits. That's kind of what they want, right? They want cash.
They want cash because there's a mass exodus of money out of the banking system. So if you look at just like J.P. Morgan, $321 billion more in withdrawals, more in basically assets sold than assets purchased, means there's not enough money going in. Bank of America, $534 billion. Wells Fargo, $86 billion. More coming out than what's going in. This is on their 10Ks, their SEC documents, their IRS documents that they have to provide. So you look at that, and it's like, man, there's more money leaving the system that's going in, which means people aren't investing, right? So there's a liquidity crisis coming all at a time when at the end of this month, we've got debt ceiling talks again. They've got to raise more money. They're going to extend the debt ceiling. They always do because they don't want a government shutdown. This is at the worst possible time because last month, August 22nd through the 24th, the BRICS nations met. And then what did Putin say? Putin said, we're going to de-dollarize the world. And they added 6 of the 9 largest oil countries in the world into the BRICS nations starting January 1st, which means they just destroyed the petrodollar. We have no demand for our U.S. dollar right now. We're going to have to print our way out of it, which means what? More inflation, higher interest rates to slow down that inflation. I do think, to answer your original question, sorry, it was a long answer to your short question, but I do think that recession is still looming. It's not looming. I think it's just ugly.
Economist, CEO Kirk Elliott, Private Advisors. Dr. Kurt Elliott on the Tammons Towing phone line. Last question. now that you've given me all this, and thanks a lot. So what do I do? What does a guy do? What does a man and woman do right now?
Well, it becomes more and more difficult. There's fewer choices, but at least there are some good choices. Things that I would not do. I would not invest in the bond market because as interest rates rise, bonds come down. That also, the stock market's poised for a bigger correction than what people would expect because it's a function of revenue. We're not spending money. There's no revenue, right? So, and there's not enough stimulus because we're government's running out of money. So things that actually go up in times like this would be things like gold, silver. Generally, real estate goes up during times of inflation, but we have to kind of pull that one off the table too, because higher interest rates, it's harder for people to qualify for a loan, right? So that leaves tangible assets like gold and silver for a short period of time here, probably the next year and a half to few years. That was probably going to be the best thing for people to do to minimize their risk and maximize their return until things kind of shore up a little bit.
Well, if we get 4 more years of the ongoing policy, it's not getting better. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, I would say that's an accurate statement. I mean, what grows the economy? Lowering taxes, lowering interest rates, and job creation. We don't have that. We've got the opposite right now.
All right, Kirk, we appreciate you. How can people find you?
Go to my website, Kirk Elliott, with 2 L's and 2 T's, PhD.com, or simply give us a call, 720-605-3900. We'd love to answer any questions that you all have.
Hey, appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for having coffee. By the way, a 217 texter just told me, I bet you're a Colorado Buffalo fan right now, because, hey, who is it?
Go Coach Prime.
Who is it? Hey, nice to have you back, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Kirk Elliott in Denver. Sports headlines.
All right, let's start with our St. Louis Cardinals. Milwaukee won 8-2 yesterday. We've got a 12:15 game here on ESPN 93.5 today. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Busch Stadium, the Brewers got 3 in the first inning on a home run by Josh Donaldson. They got another run on a home run by Tyrone Taylor. 1 of 4 runs in the ninth on a second home run by Taylor. Milwaukee won Game 3 of the series 8-2.
Zach Thompson was the losing pitcher. He drops to 5-7 in a game that took 2 hours and 24 minutes. The Cardinals got to Hauser a little bit in the first inning, but the veteran right-hander settled down and was tough the rest of the way and picked up victory number 7.
An RBI single by Paul Goldschmidt in the first inning, and then a 2-out RBI single by Richie Palacios, the only runs the Cardinals could muster against the Brewers.
And the Cardinals really have a depleted lineup. Wilson Contreras came out of the game with a sore hand. Cardinals have several guys hurt right now.
The Cardinals go with Miles Michaelis today against Wade Miley, a left-hander from Milwaukee. And we're on the air at 11:20 this morning. Ricky will have the lineups at 12:05. I'll bring you the first pitch thrown by Miles Michaelis at 12:15. We hope you'll join us.
Pittsburgh beat the Cubs 13-7. They've got a 6:40 start over on US 105.9. Washington over the Chicago White Sox 13-3. We've got Florida Atlantic at 2:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, we are 13-point favorites. Florida Atlantic 2:30 Saturday. Illinois football.
Try to win tickets when you head to Pia's tomorrow after 3.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, vicinity, and a weak upper weather system cut off from the main steering currents poised to the south over the past couple of days has made a turn to the north and northeast, and its usual trade-off this time of the year. The need for moisture versus additional time outside, but we'll take the moisture around here considering the expanding dryness-related issues. Just in the nick of time comes football Saturday, some dry time as well. A little more showery weather pattern expected for next week as well, but the mild to warm days for mid to late September continue on. Up to 75 this afternoon with some shower activity around this morning. Back in this afternoon, evening and thunderstorm chances around as well. Otherwise, a couple of more spotty showers both early and late with a mild overnight low of 62. Tomorrow, warm day, partly sunny, lesser rain chance both in the morning and afternoon, and high to around 81. Football Saturday, welcome to autumn, but a high of 83 kickoff time. Light east to southeasterly wind and a partly cloudy sky. A couple of showers around for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, highs of 75 to 80. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Bank of England left its key interest rate unchanged today. Inflation moderated a little last month in the UK, where it has shown little improvement before now. The Federal Reserve paused interest rates yesterday, but Wall Street is slumping after the Fed suggested another increase is coming later this year and that rates will remain higher for longer. Switzerland's central bank held its key interest rate steady today, but indicated it may need to raise rates again. FedEx shares are higher. Its profit topped expectations. It raised its forecast. Starbucks is raising the dividend it pays shareholders, a sign of confidence in the business. Klaviyo shares are losing ground after the stock's better-than-expected launch yesterday. Klaviyo is a marketing automation platform that helps companies to target emails. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. All this week, I'm bringing you gripping details straight out of some of the most horrific crimes. Whether it's a murder that rocked a quiet town, a wrongful conviction, or a cold case that remains unsolved, I'm speaking to the people who lived the story for an unparalleled look at these shocking cases. Join me for a week of true crime content you won't want to miss. Subscribe at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Fighting Illini football versus Florida Atlantic University on Saturday, September 23rd. Bring the whole family and enjoy the family fun in Grange Grove with bounce houses, equipment try-on, live music, tailgating, and more. Get tickets as low as $15 for Fighting Illini football versus Florida Atlantic. Saturday, September 23rd at fightingillini.com.
As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Ductless Mini Splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Capture every mood with Merle Norman's Fall Moods color collection. Warm and cool romance eye and cheek palettes feature 4 velvety eyeshadows and 2 blushes for creating on-trend mauve and smoky wine looks. Plus, you'll receive a free travel-size mascara with your palette. Enhance lips with the new plush lip liners in Rosewood and Merlot. Both complement 4 plush lipstick limited editions exclusively covered in lip marks. Fall Moods color collection is available now while supplies last at Merle Norman, 706 West Marketview Drive in Champaign.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
All right, so really important news. Is Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce?
Oh.
Tied in for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, didn't think you were going to hit that.
Oh, yeah, because I'm all about pop culture. But, you know, Taylor Swift is, you know, she's resonating, obviously, across the world as the hottest pop star going. And Travis Kelce's the best tight end right now in the National Football League. So there's that.
Well, he plays for Kansas City, who's playing the Bears.
She's a tall woman. He's the tall man. But that's a power couple there.
That's right.
What do your mom and dad do? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Oh, wow. They asked his brother, who's the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, about it. And he said, I kind of let that be his thing.
Yep.
But I think it's 100% true.
Okay.
All right, so there's your update. We don't know, except that's quite the power couple. Travis Kelce, if you've never heard of him, he's the best tight end in football right now. Gronkowski for New England was probably the guy, but now it's Travis Kelce.
He's 33.
She's got to be 30-something. She's 30-something.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is 30-something. I just don't know how old. So there you go.
Right.
7:26. Ladies and gentlemen, a Stever. This is a potential life changer. And I've got to be very candid and honest because I try and be honest with you every day. I'm surprised by the feedback we get from the Kelce Furniture Tempur-Pedic beds. And they're not cheap. We've talked about that before. They start at $3,000, but I'm able to give $1,000 to you. And you won't get this in the world. We had to call the company to clear this because if you see money off a Tempur-Pedic, there's about 100% chance it's a discontinued model. So if some $500, it's discontinued. So if that's fine, probably good beds. But if you want like the real deal that's still rolling and they're still making them and all that, Tempur-Pedic, I'm giving you $1,000 off a bed if you want to try it. And the response we've gotten totally has surprised me because it's overwhelmingly good. And some of you that have bought Tempur-Pedics haven't heard from me. I'm probably going to reach out to you because I'd like to know how it's going. After a few months, you get to tell. We've heard Steve Palmer talk a lot about, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Yeah.
So that was resonating. But these are all Stevers.
This bed, to me personally, it just puts me to sleep. I wake up, I'm not tired, I am rested up. It just wraps around you like a nice, tight rubber band at times.
I didn't know there was so much to know about beds when I got in. I was like, he just knew everything, and he had me lay and test them out. And at first, I was going in. I'm like, I just need a mattress. I just want the mattress. And so then he starts showing me the ergo and all the other things you can do with it. And he's like, I got to get one of these too. I'm like, I can sit up in bed when I read and all that. I'm like, this is great, and I've gotten it. And
so now what? Tell me what's your impression?
Well, I've had it since May now, and I have not had a bad night of sleep.
Our Tempur-Pedic bed is amazing. We love it. We're sleeping great. It's helping Greg's shoulder. It's helping my back. Yes.
Okay, so these are all people I've given $1,000 to. So it's pretty cool. Now, again, then you can say, well, it's really, I can't afford it. Oh, I get it. But if you think you can afford it, what's the value of a third of your life? That's a big part.
It is.
If you don't sleep well, and here's the deal, if I select you, you'll be obligated to get down to Kelce in 7 days and try it. Doesn't mean you have to buy it. I'm encouraging you to try it, plant the seed, maybe get it later. But you don't have to people go down there and try it and don't buy it, but a lot of people go down and try and buy it. A lot of you that are picked for this. So if you are interested in a trip to Tuscola, I like going to Tuscola. You can buy gas for less in Douglas County.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know.
As soon as you cross out of Champaign, I feel like it's lower.
Oh, it is. They just have lower taxes in Douglas County. So it's 217-359-2255. Text me bed if you want to be considered for my $1,000 off this bed from Tempur-Pedic. Aren't you curious? They got like soft, medium, firm. You can pick whatever you like. Kelce will switch it out after 30 days, no cost. If you say, I got soft, I kind of want medium. They'll do that for no charge, and most places charge for that.
Man.
So you've got it going on. If you are interested, it is an unusual offer, and nowhere in America is it being offered. The Tempur-Pedic rep from Illinois called me, wanted to do this in Chicago.
Impressive.
I said, I don't know. You got
right. There's a few hoops, and we need the follow-up, too, with the surveys.
It's a lot of stuff. So it's a deeper marketing program with Kelce, and I love working with Chad and Brian and all the good people.
And the people who, are interested in this Stever program as far as advertisers, they love it.
No, because it's a little more tangible, but we work harder for this. Now,
right.
I get on the phone, I sell beds, and then I sell carpet weavers. And then I sell Jet's Pizza.
Right, and Curtis Orchard. Yeah, the list goes on
and on. But we enjoy that because we're really part of the company.
Yeah.
So 217-359-2255. Put bed on the text. You can go to gostever.com. It's up. Ladies and gentlemen, It's Thursday. Stand by.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose, because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. The Brian Hansen State Farm Agency will make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call me, State Farm Agent Brian Hansen in Champaign-Urbana today. For details, visit brianismyguy.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Russian missiles and artillery pound cities across Ukraine early Thursday, killing at least 2 people, trapping others under rubble. This as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Washington. What could force Saudi Arabia to eventually build a nuke?
The Crown Prince and Saudi Arabia has denied that it seeks to get its hands on a nuclear weapon. They do want to enrich uranium ostensibly for a nuclear power plant, which on a hair trigger could be converted into a nuclear program if Iran were to be able to secure a weapon.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The auto strike enters day 7.
More money, better benefits, shorter work hours, better life.
A union member walking the picket line in Wayne, Michigan. A strike against the big 3 automakers could expand tomorrow at noon if significant progress isn't made. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police investigating after a female student drugged at a fraternity party over the weekend. They say the incident considered as an aggravated assault. It was reported to them on Sunday. The student at a fraternity located at Gregory Drive in Euclid Street. One Champaign County fire official stressing the importance of fire safety after a woman barely escaped the fire that destroyed her home last week. Fire happened just outside of Urbana on High Cross Road between Curtis and Windsor Roads. It's believed the fire was caused by a hot tub. Teotopolis Junior High School, one of the 20 Illinois schools recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School this year. Federal initiative is one of the longest-running recognition programs from the Department of Education. The school motto of Learn Daily, Live Responsibly, Lead Respectfully, and Laugh Often is credited with success. It's a great theme and great for the students. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Carl.
It's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in September. Talk to your provider about your health, and if you're in a higher risk factor, you can learn more at carl.org.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and it's the usual juggling act between outdoor work, backyard work, and field work versus the need for rainfall across the area. Getting some of that as we speak. The first of a couple of rounds of scattered shower activity. Rain comes along into the front part of the weekend, back into the weekend, early next week, more scattered shower potential, but mild to warm temperature readings will continue on as well. Up to about 75 today with a lot more clouds, maybe a peak of sun and a couple of showers around both this morning and later this afternoon, maybe even a rumble of thunder this evening. Overnight lows down to 62 with a lingering shower or 2 early and late, and becoming warm, partly sunny as well with a shower in spots both morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81 degrees. First day of autumn on football Saturday. Kickoff at 83 degrees. Light east to southeast wind and a partly cloudy sky. 78. A couple of showers here for the day on Sunday. Monday, so some additional shower activity lingering into Tuesday. Daytime temperatures still well into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
It is 7:33, ESPN 93.5. It's Thursday. John Decker. John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker, John Decker.
Yes, children on combine singing the theme.
Decker,
it is John Decker. He is the White House correspondent, national correspondent, Grade Television, with over 125 stations or whatever the count is, TVs all over America. So let me just get down to John Decker's life. When you wake up at whatever hour it is, does your brain say, okay, let's see, today is what? I'm going to the UN. I got my press pass. I mean, how do you function your day to day?
Well, earlier this week, boy, that was a very busy time period. I was in New York for the UN General Assembly to cover President Biden's speech there. And Tuesday in particular was a particularly busy day. That's when I got up, I think it was about 3:30 in the morning because I had to speak to television and radio stations all morning, and then watched the president's speech at 10 a.m. and then put together a package, and then talked to more television stations in the late afternoon. So busy day, but those are unusual, just because of the nature of that kind of assignment. Today is a day in which President Biden will meet with President Zelensky at the White House in the Oval Office. So it's going to be another busy day today here in Washington. But not every day is like that, but it's been a particularly busy news cycle, I think.
Okay, so we have that meeting with Biden and Zelensky, and obviously they want more support and more money. When will this end?
Well, this is all coming at the same time, in the sense that Zelensky's coming to Washington. He's meeting with Biden. He's traveling to the Capitol to meet with congressional leaders from both parties. He's going to the Pentagon. And it's coming at the same time that we're coming up upon this deadline to fund the government for the next fiscal year. And Kevin McCarthy's facing a lot of pressure. So to me, the more important meeting to pay attention to today is Zelensky's meeting with McCarthy rather than Zelensky's meeting with Biden. Biden and Zelensky, pretty much see eye to eye on everything. It's the issue of Kevin McCarthy. Yeah. He is facing a lot of pressure from about a dozen House Republicans. It's not a lot, but they are a vocal minority. If you were to take a vote in the Senate as it relates to that $24 billion aid package, Stevie, I think that aid package would pass in the Senate with, I'd say, 80 votes. Ooh. Different situation in the House, however, where you have a dozen Republicans that are adamantly opposed to it, and when you're talking about a very narrow majority that Republicans have, they wield a lot of power, and that's the reason why, Kevin McCarthy, holds the keys to a lot of this.
Government shutdown, question mark, exclamation mark. I'm pretending I'm texting.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I do. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to last a few weeks. I hope I'm wrong. I do. But I just don't see how McCarthy maneuvers his way through this. When you have people like Matt Gaetz openly saying, if you don't support what we want, we're going to withdraw our support for you as Speaker, and that's the end of the speakership for McCarthy. And he's worked his entire political career for this. Took him 15 rounds of voting just to get to the point where he's House Speaker, and I think he wants to remain House Speaker. So he's being pressured, and I think he's being pressured to the point where I think we're going to have a government shutdown.
Well, okay, and what does that mean politically? Is it bad for Republicans, or what is it?
I don't think it's good. So you have a government shutdown. What does that mean? It means Social Security recipients won't receive their checks. It means veterans won't receive their benefits. Real life consequences here. Not a good thing. Do Republicans face the blame? That's what I'm going to tell you what Mitch McConnell says, and he says yes. They will face the blame. He's been through this before. He's been through government shutdowns before. I've covered them, going all the way back to 1995 when Newt Gingrich was the House Speaker. Nothing good can come out of a government shutdown. But Matt Gaetz and the others who are urging McCarthy to go down this path to feel otherwise. And Matt Gaetz right now has a lot of power. He knows it. He speaks about it often, and he wields it. So we'll see where things go. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but I do think we're heading down that road.
Okay. Well, again, a lot of people are really going paycheck to paycheck, and it's stressful right now. And with inflation and all the things going on with banking and just food, and it's just really a struggle for a lot of families that don't normally struggle, or at least are worried and concerned. And it's bad timing, real bad.
Yeah, it's bad timing. It really is. It's all coming to a head now, and the clock was ticking at the very beginning of the year when Kevin McCarthy became Speaker. He knew that the end of September was going to be a difficult time for him. Not so much of the issue regarding Ukraine. It has to do with funding the government and trying to get all these factions within the House Republican Conference on the same page. And that is so difficult, especially when you have about 24 House Republicans who come from districts that voted for Joe Biden for president, and they're concerned about their own reelection. That's why it's just so difficult, I think, for Kevin McCarthy to maneuver his way through all of this. Maybe he's a better politician than I think he is, but it's just going to be really difficult for him over the course of the next week and a half or so until we get to that September the 30th deadline. That's the end of the fiscal year.
It is John Decker, Gray Television's White House correspondent, on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Okay, so the election next year, I think, is a really, really big one, because I think under the current policies, we're struggling here in America on a lot of fronts. We have Griff Jenkins, our friend who's on Fox News, as you know, and your friend too. He's going down to Eagle Pass, Texas, because things are exploding on the border. There's just a lot of issues that I don't believe are going very well. And the White House tends to say, well, things are really, really good, and we're beating inflation, all these other things, but people don't feel it. And I've said before, if I have a headache and you tell me I don't, I still have a headache. I just don't understand how you can say stuff that we're not feeling.
Well, that's right. And you talk about the border, the White House doesn't want to talk about that. They just prefer to sweep it under the rug. They didn't, President Biden didn't mention the word border at all during the course of his 3 days in New York City, including during his speech that he delivered at the United Nations. And that's problematic. That's an opportunity for President Biden to at least try to give the appearance of being concerned about these issues. So you're up in New York, every world leader is there. I mean, there are exceptions. You don't have Putin there, you don't have Xi there, but you have the leaders of those countries that are responsible for this mass migration into America that are there, and the president didn't meet with one of them during his time in New York, and I think that was an opportunity missed for President Biden. All
right. So you think it's still going to be Donald Trump and Joe Biden as the two candidates?
Yes, I do. Well, I do think that is going to be the case. I don't think that Joe Biden is going to succumb to various elements of pressure that he's getting to drop out of the race and pass the baton to someone else in the Democratic Party. And, I see the polls. Donald Trump has the lead far and away for the Republican nomination. That being said, I think that this past week, I don't know if you caught that interview that Donald Trump did on Meet the Press.
I did not see that. I saw the reference. I did not hear about it either.
Yeah. So to me, one of the takeaways from that Meet the Press interview was the way that he responded to the questions that were posed to him regarding the issue of abortion. And I think he's opened the door to criticism from those Republicans who hope to be the Republican nominee on this particular issue. Donald Trump is trying to be very political in terms of the way he answers the abortion question. But you know this, the Republican Party is a pro-life party, and there are those competing for the Republican nomination, I think, that will take advantage of his wishy-washy answers on abortion and go after him at this next Republican debate, which is next Wednesday night in California. So I'm paying attention to that. We'll see if this changes the answers that Donald Trump gives on that particular issue, and it's an important issue for Republicans. But to me, that interview that he gave on that issue was not a good interview because it's opened the door.
Pretty strong resume there on the Roe v. Wade in the Supreme Court, though. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear the interview, but yeah, he was the guy that put 3 justices on there that eventually got. So I don't know where they're going to go that on these other issues too, because it just might be that. If you don't, people think Donald Trump's the devil. I get it, but I just think that's how he's been painted. But it might be a guy we kind of need right now, where the world's kind of nervous about our guy and all that stuff, where they're going to be concerned about Trump's crazy and all these other things. Things are really going well till COVID with Donald Trump, in my opinion. I thought everything was pretty doggone good overall.
Yeah, I don't know if you've thought about this before or spoken about this before. If it is Donald Trump or if it is Joe Biden, regardless. It's going to be a presidency that lasts 4 years for either of them.
Yep.
Donald Trump, if he wins, he's done. He can't run again. Joe Biden, if he wins, he can't run again. So it's one of those rare type of elections where you are electing a president for just 4 years potentially, and that's it. So you could even argue they're a lame duck right away as they're sworn in as president.
I just think, Donald Trump's track record, I know it's a long shot. But what if he said, Robert Kennedy's my vice president? Wouldn't the left just explode? Wouldn't that just be so entertaining? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I would pay a lot of attention to what happens in New Hampshire. I speak to people in New Hampshire, and that Robert Kennedy is getting a lot of attention, a lot of interest in New Hampshire. There's an event in which all the candidates are invited, Republican and Democrat, and Joe Biden has an open invitation. And the person of all of those people that have gotten the most attendees to this particular event, it's like a barbecue type of event, is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That tells me a lot. That tells me there's a desire for something new beyond the candidates that we're seeing already competing for their party's nomination.
It's just, for me, Robert Kennedy is certainly a Democrat, but he's the Democrat I grew up with. Those are the guys that you did disagreed with, but you liked them, and you didn't think they're absolutely off their rocker. And they'll say, well, the right of the Republicans are off their rocker. Well, the left is just, the progressive to me is really hurting America. And they're not the Democrats, they're not Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy's like a Democrat. And John Kennedy, I think he'd have to be a Republican today. I mean, it's crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah, well, you're right about John Kennedy maybe being a Republican today when you factor in the defense budget under John Kennedy, the tax cuts under John Kennedy. I mean, it's remarkable that, that was what was considered a Democrat back then. And Democrats right now, are so far to the left. AOC wouldn't recognize John F. Kennedy.
No, not even close. John Decker, the best. He is a journalist. We don't know how he votes. I love that. Okay, so what are you doing today? Today I'll be at the White House. I'll be there for the arrival of President Zelensky at the White House. That's going to be in the 3 o'clock hour. I'm invited to an event by the Ukrainian ambassador in which President Zelensky is speaking at the National Archives late in the afternoon, around 5 o'clock. And we'll see what comes out of that, if there's anything new. And then I'm paying attention to the remarks given by Kevin McCarthy after he meets with President Zelensky to see if his tune has changed in any way concerning supporting that aid package that has languished in Congress for quite some time. So that's my day in a nutshell, Stevie. Crazy. Long days. These are long. There's long days, man. You got to just post it. The John Decker Day, ladies and gentlemen. You work hard and you play hard, sir.
That's right.
That's right.
It's awesome. Listen, we really appreciate having you on, getting some insight, and keep up your great journalism because we need it. And what if the White House said, John, come here. We want you to be the new White House spokesperson. Would you do that?
No, not for either party. No, thanks. That's a tough job. I prefer doing what I do, and I have a lot of respect for the people that do that job, but I am very happy doing what I do.
Well,
I'd say thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the offer.
But if you're at the podium and Karine starts working for MSNBC, she has to ask you a question. That would be awesome. I would love that. I would love that. Hey,
I would too.
Keep up your good work. We appreciate you. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, Thanks a lot, Stevie. I always appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show today. And you too, Diane. Thanks for always doing all that you do. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk next week for sure.
Betcha. John Decker on the Tammans Joint phone line. Nice. Great Television's White House correspondent. Did you know with Nathanielson is coming up? Our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Take a child outside week. Yes, it's a thing. We need to be reminded, Stevie. And it starts tomorrow with an outdoor movie at the Anita Purvis Nature Center at 6:45, and lots of great items and activities to do. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity, and a weak upper weather system cut off from the main steering currents poised to the south over the past couple of days has made a turn to the north and northeast, and its usual trade-off this time of the year. The need for moisture versus additional time outside, but we'll take the moisture around here considering the expanding dryness-related issues. Just in the nick of time comes football Saturday, some dry time as well. A little more showery weather pattern expected for next week as well, but the mild to warm days for mid to late September continue on. down. Up to 75 this afternoon with some shower activity around this morning. Back in this afternoon, evening, and thunderstorm chances around as well. Otherwise, a couple of more spotty showers both early and late with a mild overnight low of 62. Tomorrow, warm day, partly sunny, lesser rain chance both of the morning and afternoon, and a high up to around 81. Football Saturday, welcome to autumn with a high of 83 kickoff time. Light east to southeasterly wind and a partly cloudy sky. A couple of showers around for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, highs of 75 to 80. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Yeah, on Thursdays, we call my son Nathaniel in Chicago. To make it simple, I just call him Nathaniel's son.
Mm-hmm.
Tip of the cap to the great karate kid.
But some of your
Daniel's son.
Right.
Wax on, wax off.
But you do have other boys in your family, and there's...
Well, there'd be Christian's son and
Right.
Benjamin's son and Gracie daughter?
Yeah.
I don't know how we do that.
Exactly.
We can feature each one of them.
We just have a feature just all day long. It's Nathaniel's son in Chicago. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you guys?
Well, we look forward to your segments because we learn stuff every single week. It's called Did You Know? And I'm anxious to hear what you got.
Well, this morning, in the past few weeks, we've gotten to talk about a few different topics, and we'll spend a couple weeks on each topic. And this morning, we'll get to kick off somewhat of a broad topic, but it's not only relevant to our lives today, but I would say a key, if not the key driver of our economy, and that is our country's financial system. Now, when I was telling Allison earlier about this concept, I could see her eyes just light up, because isn't everyone excited to talk about money and how our country's financial system works? But what I hope to explain to us is actually a little bit of how it's set up and why it is relevant. Now, many of us are probably aware of the Federal Reserve, just because we've heard that name in the headlines, and maybe even Jerome Powell, the president the president of the Federal Reserve, just simply from hearing his name. But did you know that the Federal Reserve is actually comprised of a few, specifically 3 components, one of which are 12 different reserve banks strategically located around the country. Now, these reserve banks were created as part of the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. And at that time, they were divided into their prevailing trade districts. Now, perhaps unsurprisingly, our Reserve Bank is located in Chicago. Now, specifically transitioning to interest rates, with the they've been the highest they've been since almost 2000. You might be wondering, who is it that actually decides the rates? Well, you'd be correct if you said it as the Federal Reserve. And for anyone who's paid extra attention over the past couple of days, you would know that the Federal Open Market Committee was meeting over the past 2 days, and they are the specific group that is responsible for setting national monetary policy. Now, this group is comprised of 12 members, and 4 of those positions are on a rotating slot, and they are represented by different presidents of each reserve bank. Now, currently, the president of the Reserve Bank of Chicago is on the Federal Open Market Committee, and why this is, relevant and important in the intent of this is each of the presidents bring forth conditions and concerns from their different districts. So, for example, something that he might say during those meetings is, in Illinois and the broader Midwest region, we're expecting a modestly lower projected agricultural year due to the mini droughts that we've had earlier this summer. Now, this committee has two different goals that are mandated by Congress, and those are keeping inflation at an annual 2% and achieving maximum employment around the country. And next week, we'll jump in a little bit more and hone in on specifically interest rates, how they impact our day-to-day lives, who uses them, and what they mean. But now, hopefully, we have a little bit more of a basic understanding about the Federal Reserve and just how our country operates monetary policy.
Head honcho, 12 banks around the country. They said it. They're in charge on this committee. There's 4 rotating spots. Never knew any of it. And so it's a little in the weeds to really get it, but it's supposed to be our kind of backbone to the financial system?
Correct. They're supposed to direct the whole country's financial system and really everything that goes into that. So the way you can think of it is they oversee the banks, more or less. Banks are private institutions, but this Federal Reserve is kind of the law for banks. Yep, and they're supposed to cool inflation by raising the rates and all of that, but it's we're just so in debt right now too. I mean, there's $1 trillion, a trillion, T is in Thomas, $1 trillion in credit card debt right now. Never been there. Nathaniel, it's interesting. I've just never ever thought, but yet nice to know a little bit about the Federal Reserve and the banks. And I didn't know there were 12. Did anybody know there's
good to have a money topic?
No question. To learn a little more about how.
Well, to me, it's something I've started paying attention to this year, just because it does seem to be. But again, I would argue probably the key driver for how things work, at least around our country.
Good stuff. We'll look for part 2 next Thursday.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, my son. Good job.
All right. No problem, guys.
Talk soon. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Have a good one.
From Chicago, Nathaniel, son.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
The U of I Alumni Association is always looking for new members and offering great perks, such as discounts on Illini merchandise and tickets to the game. One of the greatest traditions at the U of I is Homecoming Week. There will be a 5K on Sunday, October 14th to start the Homecoming Week festivities, a parade on the evening of Friday, October 20th that will end at Grange Grove, and the big homecoming football game against Wisconsin on Saturday, October 21st. For more information on this year's homecoming events, visit homecoming.illinois.edu. Go Illini!
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, home of their award-winning Honda dealership, a double recipient of the prestigious Honda President's Award. With a legacy of excellence, they offer you the finest selection of Honda vehicles backed by unparalleled customer service. As a 2-time winner, they're committed to exceeding your expectations. Visit them today at Route 45 at Burwalk or Sarah, SERRA, Champagne.com. Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. That's sarahchampagne.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Party at Pia's Friday before our Illini game on Saturday. Join us after 3 with prizes to sign up for, like Illini jerseys, tickets to the game. See the Bullet Woody tailgate wagon with $5 shots of Bullet Rye and bourbon. This teardrop camper folds out on the Pia's patio for the ultimate party experience as you get the latest game details from Derek Piper and myself with our live show from 3 to 5. On the Drive, Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Big Bad Guy, Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Tabbins Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tabbinstowing.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He'll ask for more. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet this hour with House lawmakers, then senators, after pushing Congress to approve more military aid to fend off Russia's invasion, on top of the billions of dollars in weapons and ammo and other defense the U.S. has already given.
We shouldn't be spending a dime more on Ukraine.
That's Republican Senator Josh Hawley telling Fox.
What about our nation? It's not an investment in our future, in our people.
Russia hit Ukraine with another barrage of missiles overnight, damaging infrastructure, killing 2 people. President Biden will deliver more aid to Ukraine when he meets Zelensky this afternoon, but a key ally in a grain dispute with Ukraine has stopped helping.
Since the start of the war, Poland has supplied Ukraine with hundreds of Soviet-era tanks and 14 MiG-29 fighter jets. But Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki says they'll focus on their own military, at least for now. This coincides with a diplomatic row that started when Russia blocked Ukraine's Black Sea ports.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. 2 more polls give former President Trump big leads in the 2024 Republican race. Fox Business surveys have him at 46% in 2 early contest states. Ron DeSantis, a distant second in Iowa. Nikki Haley in second place in South Carolina. And Fox's Kristen Goodwin reports.
Voters in both states, 49% in South Carolina and 46% in Iowa, say economic issues are their top concern, followed by 15% in both states prioritizing immigration.
Now, the Biden administration's given nearly 500,000 Venezuelans temporary protected status so they can legally work here as thousands cross the border.
The illegal immigrants were predominantly adult men from Venezuela, with many of them telling us they arrived in northern Mexico via train. The mayor of Eagle Pass has now declared an emergency in his city.
That's Fox's Bill Maloogian in Eagle Pass, Texas. We just got an update on unemployment. First-time claims dropped last week to the lowest level in 8 months, 201,000. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight. Here, try these. Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Testimony begins today at the trial of 2 Aurora, Colorado police officers
charged in the death of Elijah McClain, an unarmed black man who was put in a neck hold and injected with a powerful sedative by paramedics. A third officer and 2 paramedics are also charged in McClain's death. Their trials are set for later this year. Prosecutors say Randy Rodema and Jason Rosenblatt stopped McClain on August 24th, 2019, as he walked home from a convenience store carrying only his phone and a plastic bag with 3 cans of iced tea in it. Body cam video of the incident shows McClain pleading for help and saying, "I can't breathe." Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
A convicted killer will be killed in 2 hours when Oklahoma will execute Anthony Sanchez
for the murder of 21-year-old Julie Buskin, abducted, raped, and shot to death in December of 1996. DNA testing led investigators to Sanchez in 2004. From the beginning, he's insisted he's innocent, saying in a jailhouse interview last month,
Julie Buskin was murdered by a monster.
but that monster wasn't me.
Supporters have asked the DNA be retested amid reports that Sanchez's father confessed to the murder before committing suicide last year. The state's attorney general rejecting that, saying there is no conceivable doubt about Sanchez's guilt. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
In Ohio, a convicted murderer is now a free man. Dwayne Brooks released after a judge overturned his conviction, then prosecutors this week decided not to retry him.
He and his attorney say he was wrongfully convicted of murder. Now, at 57, he is finally free.
I thought they was going to kill me in prison.
Brooks was convicted of the 1987 murder of Clinton Arnold. It happened in Cleveland's Luke Easter Park. Brooks was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. On Wednesday, family, friends, and his attorneys helped him celebrate his freedom.
That's Peggy Gallick with Fox 8 TV, and I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois continues to advertise and sell health plans that failed to meet network adequacy standards in central Illinois. Local lawmakers are furious that thousands of people still can't see their Springfield clinic doctors and specialists. 18 months have gone by and patients still facing the same issue. Champaign County Coroner stepping down. Dwayne Northrup resigning from the coroner's office after nearly 20 years. He's decided not to run for re-election and instead taken a job as the facilities director for the Mahomet Seymour School District. Northrup hasn't revealed when he will officially leave office. Victims of severe storms and flooding in parts of Illinois that began June 29 now have until October 31st to file individual and business tax returns and make tax payments. The declaration allows the IRS to postpone certain tax filing and tax payment deadlines for taxpayers who reside or have a business in the disaster area. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, as we move toward the latter part of September, I had to think about that, Solier. I mean, this is the latter part of September, the autumnal thing that it's unbelievable how quickly the year is flying by. It's meteorologist Greg Solier as he looks at our skies and the future of harvesting and all those big things. Sir, how are you today?
I am well. Hope you guys are the same. And the weather system that has brought some harvest delays and or a little slowing up of crop maturation. You know, we enjoy these warm, dry days because it helps to remove moisture in the corn. You want to get it down to a certain percentage rate, if you will. I believe it's about 13 to 18%. And on the beans, you try to get down around 10 to 13%. I think that's the range. It stores better and less pennies out of your pocket to dry it as well. So anything and everything that Mother Nature can do to mature it and dry it out and dry it down before you go out there with the heavy equipment is certainly to your benefit. And yes, it is raining out there, but then again, still in the midst of ongoing dryness and drought-related issues here. We'll see if the weather forecaster here can walk and talk, chew gum, and bring up the drought monitor at the same time. But in an event, did last week have issues with expanding dryness, a couple of pockets of moderate drought as well, redeveloping over parts of northern and central Illinois. And by golly, there it is, moderate drought through the Illinois River Basin, much of northern and central Indiana. Everybody else here throughout east central Illinois abnormally dry with the dryness and drought related issues the worst through Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and Texas and down through Johnny's place because of nothing going on in the tropical weather since in the midst of some pretty serious drought conditions too. So the rain and shower activity, which has brought close to an inch in some areas already, continues to make its way through Champaign and Vermilion counties. There's a break immediately back west of us, so we'll be in and out and on and off with some of the shower activity for the day today. Afternoon temperatures with more clouds, limited sun, and a southeast wind at 75 or currently 64 at Willard and Savoy. 62 and a lingering shower, even a thunderstorm in spots this evening. And again, overnight tonight, lesser rain chances and coverages tomorrow, becoming partly sunny, warm at 81. Here's one of those warm, dry days we look for with harvest in mind at 83 on football Saturday. That'll be the kickoff temperature and a southeast wind. Back into some scattered showers here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Should move out on Wednesday. High temperatures in the 70s, nights in the 50s. Another round of warm, dry weather due in for the end portion of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, we have a Stever offer. I'm giving one person $1,000 off the purchase of a Tempur-Pedic bed from Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. And if it changes your sleep, it's worth it. You need to maybe go check it out at Kelsey in Tuscola. $1,000 bill from me to you. If you are interested, simply text in bed if you want to be considered for this. It means you'll go down to Tuscola, lay down on it, get all the lumbar, help you snoring, all these things they can do with these beds, and find out what everybody's finding out that buy these at kind of life-changing. So it's available at GoStever.com. It's available online. Text 217-359-2255. Text in bed, and you'll be considered. You'll get a call later today if you're picked as our winner. So good luck to you, $1,000.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Some drama in Chicago.
Well, I always like to say I could help every athlete sound better, be better, speak better. Here's what you say. I understand that a lot of these guys are really kids, and they're young. Justin Fields, the quarterback for Chicago.
24.
A young guy. And emotional, sure.
Yeah.
After 2 games, the Bears are really bad. So, first of all, the guy could be in radio. Love his voice.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not what you do.
I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. I felt like I was kind of robotic and not playing like myself. So my goal this week is just to, say F it and just go out there and, play football how I know how to play football. And that includes thinking less and just going out there and playing off of instincts rather than just say info in my head, data in my head, and literally just going out there playing football. I mean, just going back to it's a game. And that's it, because that's when, I play my best is I'm just out there playing free and being myself. So
when you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be, coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's it's time to play free at that point.
Okay, he said he was taken out of context. Later in the day, somebody grabbed him and said, "What are you doing, man?
Yeah,
you don't throw the coaches under the bus.
Yeah, you
don't
walk
do
it
that?
back at the locker then, huh?
Could be coaching.
No. And now Matt Eberflus, who has the worst record in history of Chicago, starting your coaching career 3-16, had a perfect answer. He said, "Well, we really encourage feedback." Good answer. But what else are you going to say? Well, he's the quarterback, and you can't do that. But you also can't say, I don't know, maybe coaching. Oh, crap.
Right.
I mean, really, no.
Okay.
No.
Could be, coaching.
You don't say my wide receiver can't catch a football. You don't say coaching. You don't.
Well, to me, it's the offensive line aren't keeping them off of me. How many times has he been sacked?
I've seen some clips though where he stands back there plenty of times.
Right.
A quarterback should get 3 or 4 seconds.
Right.
You get to 5 and 6, buddy. It's on you.
But if it's in your head, all these films that you've been seeing, and you gotta hit, I mean, I would be overwhelmed. But this isn't my job.
If you play golf, it's like, okay, keep your elbow down, make sure your hips turn, make sure your right foot open, your left foot opens a little on the driver, and make sure that's a lot of things. A lot of swing thoughts in golf. Yeah. You can't have very many swing thoughts in golf. You're not going to hit it very good. If you try and change something, you're going to hit crappy for a while. Anyway, it's not easy, and the split-second decisions a big league quarterback has to make. But I promise you, it was a mistake to say, I don't know, maybe my coaches?
Well, that's why he asked everybody to come back to the locker and walk back the statement a little bit with it's all my fault.
Taking it out of context is
I'm not blaming anything on the coaches. He says at his locker afterwards.
Well, I can't imagine. It just blew up online.
Right.
But it also had to blow up from the agents and the friends and everybody going, what are you doing, man? You got to go back, got to go back. You can't blame the coaches.
That's right.
Too late. And that's too bad. So they have an easy game. They're at Kansas City, Super Bowl champions.
So did you realize in 2017 the Bears picked Mitchell Trubisky instead of Texas Tech's Patrick Mahomes?
It's easier said than done, Diane. Michael Jordan wasn't the first pick either.
Okay.
There were 2 people taken ahead of Michael Jordan. So hindsight,
I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. And the Alan Williams, at the age of 53, deciding to resign as the Bears defensive coordinator, taking care of his health and family, but worked together with Coach Matt Eberflus in the Indianapolis Colts system. But evidently Matt's going to be doing the calling duties, as he did against Tampa Bay, against Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday.
Good luck to the Bears.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference, thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over Central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, my name is Josh Morford. I'm the youth minister at Mahomet Christian Church, and I want to inform you of something awesome that's going to be happening on September 22nd after the homecoming Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football game. Our church is going to be hosting something called the Fifth Quarter. What Fifth Quarter is it is a safe, fun environment for your middle school or high school student to come and have something fun to do after the football game. Our church is going to be providing food. We're going to have gift card giveaways. We're going to have things like inflatables and 9 square and gaga balls set up. We're going to have some different kind of games if those aren't your speed. We're going to have lots of awesome adult volunteers there to keep your kids safe and let them have a really great time. And that party is going to go from the end of the game until 11:15. We would love to see you. Go Bulldogs.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, 8:17, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie Jay. Diane Ducey has sports headlines.
Milwaukee beat the St. Louis Cardinals 8-2. Pittsburgh beat the Cubs 13-7. Here on ESPN 93.5, it's a day game with a 12:15 start against the Brewers. Go Cardinals. Go Cubs, 6:40 start over on US 105.9. You can watch those games at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue. That's where we'll be after 3 tomorrow with tickets to the Florida Atlantic game. Now, also Friday, Wisconsin is at Purdue at 6 o'clock. Fun to watch that game after you see the live broadcast and try to win those tickets to the Florida Atlantic game. We're due to win at this point, right? Saturday at 2:30?
I think so.
Okay.
I just want to get a victory, go 2-2, and then Purdue's got a tough game with Wisconsin. I guess I'm rooting for Wisconsin, I guess I'm rooting for Purdue so that they feel great about themselves playing us. I don't know. I just know that Purdue and Illinois, at this minute, you'd probably say pretty much a toss-up.
Right.
And, I've got us going to a bowl at 6 wins, at least 6, and that means you're going to have to beat, you got to beat Florida Atlantic, that's 2-2. You got to beat Indiana, and you got to beat Northwestern, that's 4. And then there's 5 I think there's 4 or 5 more games. You're going to have to figure out 2 of those. At Maryland's going to be hard. Home Nebraska? Yes, got to get that one. Minnesota? Toss up. Purdue? Toss up. Iowa? Probably not. So there's 2 in there. I just need to get 6. I just want to go to a bowl, okay? Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong?
I like your thinking, Stevie. A trustee meeting today going over some coaches' contracts and extending Mike Small through 2029. Some big numbers they're talking about to do that. 1 year for Jim Leonard, who is the senior football analyst that we got from Wisconsin. He'll make $112,000 plus, and then the contract for the cross-country coach Helen Latham Withers.
All right. Well, good luck to all those coaches. Try and make as much as you can
Exactly.
while you can get it, for sure. All right. We check our weather. Rainy in downtown Philo at their studios with the Persian rug at 8:19.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and it's the usual juggling act between outdoor work, backyard work, and field work versus the need for rainfall across the area. Getting some of that as we speak. The first of a couple of rounds of scattered shower activity. Rain comes along into the front part of the weekend, back into the weekend, early next week, more scattered shower potential, but mild to warm temperature readings will continue on as well. Up to about 75 today with a lot more clouds, maybe a peak of sun and a couple of showers around both this morning and later this afternoon, maybe even a rumble of thunder this evening. Overnight lows down to 62 with a lingering shower or two early and late, and becoming warm, partly sunny as well with a shower in spots both morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81 degrees. First day of autumn on football Saturday, kickoff at 83 degrees. Light east to southeast wind and a partly cloudy sky. 78, a couple of showers here for the day on Sunday. Monday, so some additional shower activity lingering into Tuesday. Still well into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Fewer people were signing up for unemployment benefits last week. New claims declined to 201,000. The number of those remaining on benefits, continuing claims, also declined to 1.66 million. It is a sign of resilience in the job market. Though manufacturing, measured by the Philadelphia Federal Reserve, slumped this month, turning lower after improving in August. Olive Garden's parent company, Darden Restaurants, reported a better-than-expected summer quarter. Now both the Federal Reserve and the Bank of England have paused raising interest rates. The Fed indicated another increase may be needed later in the year. There's a tech merger today. Cisco is buying Splunk, a cybersecurity business. It will pay $28 billion. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
The second GOP primary debate is coming September 27th, and the Fox News Podcast Network is talking about it with the Fox News Rundown Podcast, the Brett Baier Podcast, The Untold Story with Martha McCallum, Fox News Sunday with Shannon Bream, and Dana Perino is taking her listeners on the road to 2024 and beyond with a brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listen anytime, everywhere at foxnewspodcasts.com, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, where your dream car awaits. With an exquisite selection of top-tier vehicles, impeccable service, and unbeatable prices, they are your ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Experience luxury, performance, and style like never before. Visit today and drive home in the vehicle you've always desired. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. Your journey towards automotive perfection starts here. Visit them at Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. All right, 823. The Stever is a bed from Kelsey. It's a Tempur-Pedic, $1,000 off of a bed that starts at $3,000. If you are in the market for changing the way you sleep, apparently this is the one. The feedback and the stuff we're getting from the Stever winners, off the charts. Just text me bed if you're interested, and we'll consider you, of course, 217-359-2255. For the program where I, Stevie J, hand you my money and you keep the stuff. You have to visit Kelsey within the next week when it's all said and done. Fill out your survey dutifully.
They're located at 215 North Main Street in downtown Tuscola.
So my future son-in-law, Jacob Hurtubise, has had a very, very good year. He was in AA baseball, played really well, was leading the entire league. As a matter of fact, in average, I think he was like 306. In this day in baseball, over 300 is pretty darn good. Then he got bumped to AAA in June, was there for a couple of weeks, did a great job. and then went back to AA, and then lo and behold, I guess it's been 4 weeks ago, got called up to AAA, and that's where he's finishing the year. So just, I think 4 or 5 more games, and the AAA season's over. I really been following the Louisville Bats and watching minor league baseball. I mean, Jacob was batting against a pitcher that was throwing 99 miles an hour the other day, so it's comparable. It just, again, the control issue. When a pitcher makes the big leagues, they have more control over exactly what bottle cap they can put that ball on. It's amazing control. But the speed and the game, it's very close to Major League Baseball. The guys making great plays and just really, really good. And a whole lot of AAA is made up of guys that have been to Major Leagues. They're back and forth, injury recovery, all these other things. And you just... you get the feeling in AAA that these guys have been there. They want to get back there. I mean, there's a lot of players. There are 206 minor league baseball teams. 206.
Wow. Really?
And most of them make peanuts. They could make more working for Chick-fil-A by a lot.
Right.
So it's definitely a struggle for a lot of kids that try and play professional baseball. And the issue is just like it is, I guess, with every sport. Everybody's pretty good.
Yeah.
And but it's been fun to follow and fun to track him and watch him play. And generally at AA, there's like 2 cameras, and AAA you get up to 3 cameras.
All righty.
It's good, pretty good coverage.
Right.
It really, really is. And it's fun. It's fun to watch the whole development. Watch a lot of minor league baseball. I pay $3.99 a month for my subscription. That was pretty good.
Okay.
All right. So again, it's Illinois football. Obviously, got to beat at Florida Atlantic. I think the assumption is we will. You don't ask Brett Beal with that because he'll say, hey, every game's a chance to win, a chance to lose. I mean, that's really the way to approach it, because you sleep on anybody, you're good beat. And the 3 teams we've already played and gone 1-2 on have yet to lose. Toledo's undefeated, Kansas is undefeated, and Penn State is undefeated. Penn State gets to go home this week, State College, PA, and have one of those whiteouts where everybody's wearing white.
Okay.
And that'll be against Iowa. I don't think Iowa will beat Penn State at Penn State.
I know Rutgers and number 2 Michigan are going at it. Maryland is at Michigan State, and Minnesota and Northwestern is a Saturday evening 6:30 game.
I'll take Maryland to beat Michigan State. That's a hot mess up there with the coaching stuff.
Yeah.
And Maryland, with Mike Loxley, former offensive coordinator for Ron Zook here.
Yes.
Whose son Kai used to come to our house all the time for sleepovers.
Aw.
Took Mike to help him get his driver's license. That's the head coach of Maryland. Anyway, so Mike Loxley has the best quarterback in the Big Ten. It's Tua Tagliavua's brother.
Right.
And he's the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And here's to our quarterback, that he really bounces back. This is a kid of character. He really, really, really is a great young man.
Luke Altmaier.
He's on every Monday after 4 o'clock with Lonte and Derek Piper, and you can just tell just the way he was bouncing back from the 4-interception game. I expect him to bounce back and learn. I think he's very talented, and I'm really rooting for him because he's a really a young man of character. So I really like him. So I'm rooting for him, as I will my entire Illini football team. We're band day. It's going to be a great tailgating day because got till 2:30 before the kickoff.
I think they've got 70 teachers they're saluting also, so it should be a great day. Again, 2:30 kickoff, and we'll have tickets for you at Pia's. We've got the Bullet Party Wagon on the patio too. It looks like the rain's going to clear out. We'll have a great afternoon at Pia's tomorrow after 3.
All right, again, live broadcast. We do 4 of these a year. This is number 2, and we had a pretty full patio. So if you want to go and watch the boys work, it really is fun. Diane does a great job getting that all set up with all good speakers and sound and
all the prizes.
Your chances, if you go to Pia's and don't win something, I think there's more prizes than people. There's just dozens of things to give away.
Yeah, it's fun working with the booze people in town, getting all the free stuff.
They get that promotional
exactly
stuff. And doesn't Game Day give us something? I mean, we generally get things from Game Day from time to time.
That's right.
And again, tickets to the football game, a lot of you don't have tickets, and we'll go to one, that kind of thing. It's really, really fun. The energy is up in Memorial Stadium for sure. And we were poised to upset Penn State had we not had all those turnovers. I think we were right there with them. The defense really looked like the defense I thought, so that was a great feeling. Our defense can be really, really good with the ball players we have. All right, and I know offense, you got to show me a little bit, so hopefully that'll happen. The news, weather, sports, all coming in our final half hour. It's Thursday, right?
Yep,
Thursday,
21st.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices. Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Mattis Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Ukraine's President Zelensky lobbying the House before a White House welcome, calling for long-range missiles against Russia after $100 billion in U.S. support. But more Republicans object amid negotiations to avert a shutdown. GOP Senator Josh Hawley.
I'm just tired of hearing the president say over and over that we've got to invest. This is an investment in the future of every nation. What about our nation? It's not an investment in our future, in our people, in our jobs.
With President Biden's move toward diplomacy with Iran, the Saudi crown prince tells Fox's Brett Baer exclusively if Iran develops a nuclear weapon.
If they get one, we have to get one for security reasons and for balancing power in the Middle East. But we don't want to see that.
Resilience in the job market. New unemployment claims dropped by 20,000 from last week to 200,000. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Coroner stepping down. Dwayne Northrup is resigning from the office after nearly 20 years of service. He's decided not to run for re-election, instead taking a job as the facilities director for the Muhammad Seymour School District. Northrup hasn't revealed when he'll officially leave. Kent Police warning residents about a new scam targeting residents with student loans. Authorities say a local resident receiving a letter claiming to be the final notice for an opportunity to consolidate their student loans. The letter sent by a fake company to solicit banking and other personal information. Willett Airport officials pushing back against a proposal that would see operational control of the airport transferred from the University of Illinois to the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District. Trustees there introduced the idea, saying the University of Illinois isn't running the airport as a transportation service would. And they want to see Willard become the community staple they say it once was. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim.
Yeah, there's a big picture of Dwayne Northrup in the News Gazette from yesterday, and he's taking an administrative job at Muhammad, and he's the coroner. So would you rather go say people are dead, or would you rather go to Muhammad and have a new job running a building? Right. I would take the building like 100 out of 100 times. Does anybody want to be coroner anywhere? You know what the call is?
I mean, there's people who are really good at that, and I think Dwayne was.
No, it's fine to be good at it, but do you want to go do that? I mean, do you want to? How could you run? I mean, you got to have people that do funerals.
Right.
You got to have
funeral home industry.
And I know it's lucrative and all that. I couldn't do it.
And then
could you do that?
I couldn't. But I know a young person that was around Gabby's age that was going to class and schools, I think it's Carl Sandburg or something, where they have a specialty in decomposition of bodies that have been found in crime investigation and CSI and all of that.
God bless you.
Right.
That's just Stevie J couldn't do that. I mean, but again, phone's ringing. It's 2 a.m. What? Oh, I got to go declare somebody dead.
Well, and
that's your job.
I just recently found that, if you don't have funeral arrangements and things like that, and you want to donate your body to science, you can have your body buried, and then people will be studying the decomposition of your body in the ground and stuff. It's wild. I never thought about the science side of all of that.
Yeah.
And you need to know that stuff if you're in crime scene investigations. That.
I just noted that Dwayne Northrup had a really big smile on his face.
Okay.
I mean,
switching jobs to Muhammad's administration.
Bill Murray, what about I'm free? I would think that would be the last elected position anybody would want. Wouldn't you want to be the dog catcher? I'd much rather have a net and go find a violent dog than I would to declare people dead.
You mentioned Bill Murray. I think it's his birthday today.
Well, he's a classic.
I think 73.
Well, all right. Big Illini fan in 05.
Yes.
Ron, he followed Bruce Weber's team.
That's right.
All right. Weather, ESPN 93.5 with our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity, and a weak upper weather system cut off from the main steering currents poised to the south over the past couple of days has made a turn to the north and northeast, and its usual trade-off this time of the year. The need for moisture versus additional time outside, but we'll take the moisture around here considering the expanding dryness-related issues. Just in the nick of time comes football Saturday, some dry time as well. A little more showery weather pattern expected for next week as well, but the mild to warm days for mid to late September continue on. Up to 75 this afternoon with some shower activity around this morning. Back in this afternoon, evening, and thunderstorm chances around as well. Otherwise, a couple of more spotty showers both early and late with a mild overnight low of 62. Tomorrow, warm day, partly sunny, lesser rain chance both for the morning and afternoon, and high up to around 81. Football Saturday, welcome to autumn, but a high of 83 kickoff time. Light east to southeasterly wind and a partly cloudy sky. A couple of showers around for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Highs of 75 to 80. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Douglas mini splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Do you dream about grilling out, Tim? I mean,
I wake up in the middle of the night thinking how to do something better, yeah.
Is that right? Do you write it down or you remember it in the morning?
I try to remember it. I don't write it down.
Okay. Well, geniuses
Maybe that's
generally
why I
don't
don't
have
do
to.
so well.
No, you do great. You're number one brisket maker in the world according to the morning ratings. There's Tim and Donna, number one. Good job. Way to go. All right, so what is the difference between grilling and barbecue?
Oh.
That has been a question I got wrong for a long time. I thought 20 years ago when I was cooking on my gas grill in the backyard or the charcoal grill that I was barbecuing, and I wasn't. I was grilling. Generally, grilling, you're cooking at temperatures 400 degrees and above. and you're cooking fast, you're sizzling that meat, putting a char on it. Barbecue is 200 to 350 degrees, slow cooking, but we do push it and do some things hot and fast. Now the pit makers have gotten the technology and thermodynamics to where we can do that and get the meat tender.
I'm a griller. There's no doubt. I'm based on that. I'm a griller.
Most people are.
Yeah.
Most people say I'm having a barbecue, and they're cooking hamburgers, hot dogs, brats, maybe pork chops and chicken. They're doing it over direct coals, and we don't. All of our heat source is away from the meat, and we're bringing that heat and smoke to the meat to flavor it.
Well, and the smoker is a different category then, huh?
Smoker's slow.
Yeah, and you've got the guys that try to straddle the line with the pellet grills that you can turn down and smoke. Personally, I can taste the difference. The compressed sawdust for the fire, that has a different flavor than a good hardwood burning direct log. Yeah.
Okay, so when you are competing and you have a brisket, how do you know when it's done? I mean, do you want stuff? I love meat medium rare. Is that kind of the thing in competition too, or no?
No, a brisket is a different animal. It's a cheap cut. It was historically a cheap cut of meat. They're not cheap anymore. Yeah. But we cook it to the color that we want first. So we're cooking it. We're have it with smoke, and we're hitting it with a spritz every 10 or 15 minutes until we get that color. Then we're wrapping it up, and that's generally at about 150 degrees. We're wrapping it and then letting it cook. And at that point, you don't see it. We'll open it up when it hits, a competition brisket is a Wagyu, and we'll take it to 212, 213 degrees.
It's crazy. I'm just taken back by the 212 or 215. Mine is like 350 to 475. Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Well, everything is boiling at 212 because that's boiling point of water. So we're trying to break down that collagen just a little bit, but not enough so that the meat just falls apart.
I have never said collagen when it comes to grilling in my life. This is just the sophisticated doctor. I should call you Dr. Onstatten, PhD in grilling.
Well, that's the protein that makes the cell walls in the meat that holds those meat fibers together.
So if I take meat off, say I'm trying to do a medium rare steak, and I take it off and it's just where I want it to be, well, how much does meat cook after? Because this stuff still cooks.
Well, if you're grilling it and if we do a steak competition, we're trying to cook at 550, 600 degrees.
Ooh, way up there.
And so when we take it off and put it down to rest, it'll raise up about another 7 to 10 degrees from the temperature that we took it off at. So we're taking it off in the low 120s, and we're hoping to get that mid 130s, low to mid 130 degrees.
I see. So you plan on that. What medium rare is like 135, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, low 130s.
So you go out at 122, and where do you put? These are very simple questions for the PhD. Where do you put the probe? How do I tell the temperature?
Generally in the thickest part of the meat.
Thickest part of the meat. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you? I mean,
and to me, when you take it off of the grill, do you then stick it in foil and wrap it up tight until you serve it?
Well, you want to cover it because that's going to retain the heat and the moisture in it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be wrapped tight, but you want it touched. Now, brisket, when we take it off, when we get to that temperature we'll still feel it, and you'll want it to where your probe goes in like butter, just like you don't feel anything when you stick it in. That's when it's. And people ask, well, how do you cook a brisket? Well, you cook it till it's done, then you keep cooking it till it's tender.
Yeah. Tim Onstadt, he's a pitmaster genius, and for this show, he's PhD level. This is crazy. I'm definitely a griller, but I'm learning. And I've never really used a probe when I'm a griller. Griller guys just kind of go, yeah, that feels fine, that's good. And sometimes
it looks all right.
Yeah, it looks all right. I got to get a little bit better. But I need just the basic probes, and they're pretty accurate, aren't they? Do you have a
on
probe?
The thermometer?
Yeah. Do you have a thermometer you like, or is it just any thermometer kind of works?
Oh, we use thermopens from ThermoWorks.
ThermoWorks.
They're the most accurate, and we can get temperature in about a second to a second and a half. It'll come up and give us a good temperature.
Okay, and that's ThermoWorks. Is that available?
I buy them online.
Okay, ThermoWorks, because I think if I tried that and put the steak on, go to the thickest part, take it off at 122, bam, every time. Of course, then again, I got hot spots. I'm a griller, right? So I got
you'll have hot spots.
Yeah, you just got it going on. You know how to do all this, man. I can't imagine the big unit you have now for competition. That thing is ginormous, and to get that thing even and right, whew, not easy, baby, not easy.
Well, the one you've seen, Stevie, is more of a party bus smoker.
That's pretty fun.
And our competition smokers are more like race cars. They're smaller, and they're a little bit nicer, a little bit easier to control.
Well, listen, we appreciate you, Tim. Good work. It's Tim Onstad, of course, of Dedicated Diesel, the home of the Dixie Chopper, and you've been selling some of those. You still have any left I can buy for no reasonable price refused kind of thing?
Yes, and Andy's still selling them. He's bundling deals. He sold 3 of them, saved a guy about $9,000 off MSRP last week.
That's great.
He's doing great with those, and of course that was a commercial guy, so we need to get some people in there, get more guys that take care of a lot of yards, and we'll bundle those things up and sell a bunch at a time.
All right, that's Dedicated Diesel. It's on Triumph, which is right off 45 when you pass Farm and Fleet on your left. And then Gale Ferrex Trucking, you guys are moving, man. You're moving. A lot of drivers, a lot of trucks out, man.
Yep, we're doing good.
We appreciate you, Tim. Keep it going on that. I call you a what? You're not a griller. You're a barbecue man. Is that right?
I think the official title is Pitmaster, is what they put on my shirt.
I'll never put Pitmaster on my T-shirt. I know that. Hey, Tim, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Stevie. Thanks, Diane.
All right, take care.
Tim Onstad. Have him bring you meat sometime. It's unbelievable. All right, check Quick Sports coming up.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now's the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com. I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
All right, quick check of sports headlines. ESPN 93.5.
Milwaukee beat the St. Louis Cardinals 8-2. It's a 12:15 start here on ESPN 93.5. And Cardinals, we need you to step up because Milwaukee is in the playoffs, right?
They're already there, and the I don't think it's official, but they're a lock. 6 ahead of the Cubs, 7 ahead of Cincinnati with a week to play. So it's a day or two away from clinching. So now you just rest your guys. And remember, the Cubs got to play Milwaukee to end the season, and Milwaukee won't be too motivated. They'll have to try and play hard, but, they're in. And the Cubs are going to need to win next week at Milwaukee.
Yes.
So And Milwaukee'd probably love to spoil the Cubs not getting in. Because the Cubs did that to them a few years back.
You're right. Now, we're finishing up the series against Pittsburgh, and then we've got the Colorado Rockies with a 1:20 start tomorrow for the Chicago Cubs. You'll hear everything over on US 105.9. Washington over Chicago White Sox, 13-3. And as far as, football, there's been drama with the Bears. They'll be facing the Kansas City Chiefs and our Illini against Florida Atlantic with a 2:30 kick on Saturday.
Why aren't you performing well at your office? My boss sucks. You don't say stuff like that. You just don't.
Shoot.
It's just something it's just I guess it's unwritten, or maybe it's written down.
Right.
But you just don't do that.
Well, he said coaches, I think.
Could be, coaching.
No, and then he went on to say, they're giving me stuff, but I just need to play free.
He used the word robotic, not playing like himself. It is, information overload when you're trying.
You're a big boy. You're making a lot of money.
Okay.
There's no information overload. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Right? Come on.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over Central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and it's the usual juggling act between outdoor work, backyard work, and field work versus the need for rainfall across the area. Getting some of that as we speak. The first of a couple of rounds of scattered shower activity. Break comes along into the front part of the weekend, back into the weekend early next week, more scattered shower potential, but mild to warm temperature readings will continue on as well. Up to about 75 today with a lot more clouds, maybe a peak of sun and a couple of showers around both this morning and later this afternoon, maybe even a rumble of thunder this evening. Overnight lows down to 62 with a lingering shower or two early late, and becoming warm, partly sunny as well with a shower in spots both morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81 degrees. First day of autumn on football Saturday, kickoff at 83 degrees. Light east to southeast wind and a partly cloudy sky. 78, a couple of showers here for the day on Sunday. Monday, so some additional shower activity lingering into Tuesday. Daytime temperatures still well into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Welcome to Sarah Champaign, home of their award-winning Honda dealership, a double recipient of the prestigious Honda President's Award. With a legacy of excellence, they offer you the finest selection of Honda vehicles backed by unparalleled customer service. As a two-time winner, they're committed to exceeding your expectations. Visit them today at Route 45 at Burwalk or Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champaign.com. Sarah Champaign, home of Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. That's sarahchampagne.com.
Does your home have those annoying outdoor spigots that leak and have no pressure? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing can help. Install a new Woodford outdoor spigot so your gardens and flowers don't suffer in this summer heat. Make sure your home's outdoors look great and call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
And I saw one of our bus trip people yesterday coming out of the hardware store and said, boy, we had fun.
Mm-hmm.
We were all in one suite at the Cardinal game.
It was great.
Cardinals beat Miami.
Yep.
We all walked to the bus at the same time.
Uh-huh.
It went well, and he said, we're going again. So
excellent.
We just haven't picked out the date. The tickets, really, group tickets aren't even sold yet.
When did they assign the 2024 season?
It's already there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we're still going to go with weekday 12:15 if we can. get home, leave in the light, come home in the light. Nobody wants to come home at 1 a.m.
That's right.
So we will pursue weekday because it's easier and less crowded and all these other things. And do that for another Cardinal bus trip next year. We just had fun. Really fun getting to know you.
Hey, thanks for the email, Ray Cummings, who used to be a teacher at Unity for us. And Tolono Masonic Lodge has their monthly Sunday breakfast coming up on September 25th from 8 a.m. to noon. Donation of $12 for adults, $5 for kids 6 to 12, and 5 and under are free. All you can eat.
Well, Ray had a lawn mowing business for a long time.
He did.
Yeah.
I bet he'd love the stuff.
Dixie Chopper.
Dixie Chopper.
When you
days.
can, pull up and go about 30 or 45 miles an hour. How long does that take?
If you've got a long stretch.
Do you have to wear a helmet for the Dixie Chopper? Because you're going so fast. The turns, you obviously slow down.
Don't hit a stump that's hidden under there.
If you had 5 acres to mow, they're talking about, what was it, half an hour per 2 acres? It's crazy fast. So, you're going to suck some gas and all that.
That's right.
But anyway, they service them as well. So the people that are buying these Dixie Choppers for way less than you normally would, they're clearing a few. I don't know how many more they have, but if you know somebody that wants a really fancy schmancy, and keep in mind they service it too, because a lot of times you buy something at a big box store, who do I call?
That's right.
So you probably want to buy something like that costs thousands of dollars to somebody that'll actually service it. Okay, last call. We've got the
1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana.
Just drive north on 45. After you pass Farm and Fleet on the left is Triumph Drive.
That's right.
Okay, Stever is the bed that we've talked about, the Tempur-Pedic. It's expensive, but I'm giving you $1,000 toward it. And if you're interested in going to Tuscola and trying it out, it's fun.
Yeah.
Because then Brian, the PhD down there in the Tempur-Pedic, man. Yep. You snore. There you go. That'll take care of that.
That's
How about your lumbar? You go, wow.
It will change your life, according to the testimonials that we get.
Well, we're getting unbelievable feedback from these beds. So if 30 of your life's in bed, it's supposed to be a third. I know it's less for most of us.
So you can text in bed to 359-2255.
217-359-2255. I do have it up at the website at GoStever.com. You want to try it. That's kind of what the deal is. You don't have to buy it once you get there, but most people do. $1,000 from me. I'm paying you my money to go spend it on that bed. If you're interested, again, GoStever.com or 217-359-2255. And the rain from Philo will be back tomorrow, Diane Ducey.
Enjoy the day.
I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Have a great Thursday. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it. The Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets. So tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse. Choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
Curtis Orchard with You Pick 'em Apples. Randy tells us more.
We grow about 31 different varieties of apples, and there are a lot of new varieties. You know, when we started, you still had this sort of standard old favorites. Gold Delicious, Red Delicious, Jonathan, a few other varieties that were lesser known. But now the apple industry has become much more gourmet in its taste and selectivity, and the apple breeders have become much more experimental in what they try try and what they find works. It's not like genetic modification, but it's more like they look for really obscure varieties to cross with one another. Came up with the Honeycrisp apple. And there's another one that isn't as well known, but it's done very well for us, and that's called Zestar. We call it a cousin to the Honeycrisp because it has one of the parents, but it has a little different flavor, a little different season to it. But those types of apples didn't exist really 30 years ago.
Curtis Orchard open 9 to 6, 11 to 6 on Sundays. CurtisOrchard.com.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
We're talking to Emily Atkins from Happy Healing. What do you got coming up?
This writing workshop. This is for anyone who has like a story in their heart that they've been wanting to share but are not quite able to like get it out on paper. We have Tracy Neitzel, who has over 23 years of teaching experience. So she's going to help guide us with prompts and different exercises, as well as just being a part of a beautiful community of other authors.
Just visit their website, happyhealing.us.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis